What is going on YouTube? Hayden here, and in today's episode we are going to be looking at the major correction that is taking place pretty much among all the major cryptocurrencies, including the stock market. The stock market absolutely tumbled yesterday. Look at this major red candle here, this major dump to the downside. It also screams to me we did not break out of our original downtrend descending fractal here, as we're going to have to make some major extensions on this. But good news, we just hit support, and I have this gut feeling today, conveniently as Friday, they come next week, we're going to see a nice solid rebound to the upside here, and this is definitely a good time to be buying just a little bit of cryptocurrency if you want, or just a little bit in the market if you want to have some fun. But we're also going to take a step back and look at the weekly upscaled view here and figure out what exactly is going on. Like, how are we on the weekly end? Are we still overbought? Are we oversold? Good questions. I have a lot of theories and hunches here, so we're going to be checking all this out in a moment with you. But you can see major correction of support, well below uptrend here. Same thing with Vong, huge correction, but you can see the fractal forming here. Bitcoin also on its way down, hitting moving average here. Same thing with Ethereum, XRP tumbling lower, Solana doing the same exact thing. So we have, oh boy, a lot to go over in today's episode. So with that all being said, smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's get right into today's episode. Now, I don't believe in coincidences or how the market manipulation and yada, yada, yada. Every time we see any sort of swing, there's always some news attached to it, but this could actually be true. This is CNBC saying stocks tumble. NASDAQ closes 2% lower after stunning reversal in AI. NVIDIA stocks. So stocks fell on Thursday as a market-wide rally sparked by blockbuster NVIDIA results in guidance gave up steam, and as investors lost hope that the Federal Reserve would cut rates again in December here. So we saw the markets drop. NVIDIA's reversal dragged the broader market down. Shares, it's crazy how much NVIDIA pretty much makes up for the entire economy here. It's wild. Shares had gained as much as 5% after the chipmaker released better than expected quarterly results and an upbeat fourth quarter. However, the stock closed down 3% despite the CEO's reassurances that demand for current generation Blackwell chips are off the charts. But concerns about AI stocks valuation return, and investors pondering the impact of the sector if the Fed doesn't lower interest rates further, and it caused the markets to fall. Look at that drop, but I think it's all in good, in good timing. You could see yesterday, 2 days ago, we made an episode talking about how history is essentially going to repeat. I think we are. Everything looks solid and ready for one last possible break to the upside. I've been saying this time and time again on the channel here that I'm a firm believer there's a chance that we have one last possible rally. And that is it. And then we're going to be descending to the downside in a bear market because, as you guys know, crypto is cyclical. It's a 4-year cycle, and we are nearing the end of the fourth year, which is the bull market. And now we're going to enter what I think is another year to possibly 2 of bear market territory. And it starts as early as next year. I'm going to be honest with you. It could start as early as December, but I'll give it a little bit of faith here. You can see on the current CMC, we are now, oh my gosh, extreme fear in 11. When was the last time we were here? This was 15. This was 25. We haven't been here in 2 years. We have not seen 11 on the fear and greed index in 2 years. What does this tell us? Oh my gosh. Extreme buy-in opportunity. Markets this undervalued. Geez, I might play a little risk adverse and throw some money in the markets here because this is not going to last. I mean, you got to think in real time here, what are the odds that we stay in the extreme fear category for long? Slim to none. If anything, we'll go back into fear or neutral. Not even saying extremely, extreme greed, but extreme fear is insane. Markets are getting absolutely annihilated and liquidated. Bitcoin's at 85K. Markets are down 11, 13, 14. I mean, oh my gosh, double digits across the board. Everything is bloody red, and this means good buy-in opportunities here. You can see, looking at Bitcoin, from its high, we are down significantly. Let me pull this up right here and take a price range chart, not the date range, price range. You can see from top at 125,000, we are now trading at 85,000, a 36% correction from the top. This tells me, guys, Buying opportunity. This tells me it's a low point that we could take advantage of. And we're going to go very much so in depth in this in a second. But I just had to cover this. I just had to point this out that if you're looking for an opportunity to take advantage of the market, now might be a good time. Obviously, don't put, enough in that it's going to set you back. This is risk adverse. This is very risky still. But if there was ever a time to take advantage of this, it'd be now. Don't buy, do your research and don't put anything in you can't afford to lose. But this is good pickings, if you ask me. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. So to start, looking at what is this? The XRP charts here. This to me looks good, and we really have to dissect everything here. So I just want to pull this up. We are on the weekly charts, FYI. Going in the past here, you can see I want to show every time we were oversold. And typically when we became oversold, it was after major rallies. So you can see it took a long time before we neared it. And this was pretty much the low point here. And if you bought it at this point here, you made out pretty well. And then following that, we fell again. Low point right over here, 28K. Or sorry, this was 28 on the RSI, 26 on the RSI, lowest point, 31 cents. And then again, you would have made out very well. But you had several chances, even if you didn't get in at like 28 cents here. To be oversold again was right over here. This was 41 cents. Again, not too far off. What did this cause? Major rally to the upside afterwards. So when we neared oversold on the markets here, it was a good prime buy-in opportunity. Now, keep in mind, we were very much so near moving average every single time this happened. And if you scale us forward and start looking at the markets now, where are we today? Well, for instance, this is a good buying opportunity. We just earlier this week, if we jump to the daily, it's going to mess things up. But no, today is the day that we had just retested a buying opportunity at $1.82. It's a low. Not only is that retesting moving average, we could head a bit lower here. I think get inside moving average, because you could see every time in the past that we were oversold, we in the weekly charts, we were below the moving average. Every single time we were below the moving average. So if you want to play it safe, I'm going to risk it. As in, worst comes to worst, I don't get in on a buying opportunity, and okay, I still have money in my pocket. I think it's too early. Granted, it's been weeks now of correction here. Starting from July 14th, we've had, 126 days of bear market, essentially. We are pulling back down, but we are at a very vital and pivotal point in the markets because, as you can see, we've used this support for a very long time. So this could make or break the markets here. If we break through it, oh boy, we could head a lot lower. But there's a lot riding on the fact that that's probably not going to happen. You can already see we're reversing back up, but I would start. This is how we take advantage of the markets. This is when we start dollar cost averaging. This is when we start taking advantage of the markets. Buying in right at this region here, in my opinion, could yield some very vital results of possible swings to the upside. I think this is where we start. I would start your dollar cost average here. If we break through it, well, then we'll buy more. But if we start to reverse up, hey, we got in. We got some skin in the game here. So I'm excited because this looks very bullish. And you can see, even with the low point here, even if we broke out, we still have a lot of filler time here. So I still think it's an early entry point, even if we took advantage of it now. In the past here, this was about 160 days, and this is only 119 or 126. So really plenty more time left to fill this gap in. And if we filled the gap in, this is about 189, 100, 210. So it's about roughly where we are right now. So we're getting very close to a huge buying opportunity, if not now, to start dollar cost averaging, especially on XRP. We'll do all these trades on BYDFI, the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange I like to use here on the channel. You can buy long, sell short, leverage trade, create stop losses. They offer bonus crypto for free down in the description below. So definitely make sure to sign up. Doesn't cost you anything. They have demo accounts, trailing stop losses. Now's the opportunity, guys, when the markets are looking really nice. So take advantage of it ASAP with a link down in the description below. But moving forward from XRP, I want to look at these other cryptos because this to me is prime time buy-in opportunities. We're even oversold here, and you can see we're hitting a low point on the daily charts support. You can see we're still inside a major bull flag, still heading lower. We haven't broken through it just yet, but we're falling down. And we're at a pivotal point where if we break through here, we could continue to descend. but there's a lot of chance of reversal. We're certainly nearing undervalued. We're getting extremely close, and things look better on the weekly. Like I'm really focused on the weekly charts. Daily is oversold on Solana. Nowhere near it on the moving average just yet. On the weekly charts here, we're only at 36. We could head a bit lower on here, and I'm looking for us to head below moving average. We're in a good spot, though. We're in a good spot for Solana. I really don't think it's doing all that bad, but I'm waiting to see how this pans out because we are still trending lower. But these are good buying opportunities. I wouldn't be worried about any of these right at this moment here. Ethereum scaling lower. Again, we could probably just pull this to include it. Still on this downtrend, which is crazy. Going to the downside here, doesn't look half bad. My main focus really is XRP and probably Bitcoin too. Bitcoin on the weekly, retesting moving average here. Let's take a peek at this. Last time we were oversold or close to this, because this will pretty much set us up for what's to come. You can see we were over here, not too bad, but below moving average. Over here, oversold, below moving average. Over here, oversold, below moving average, below moving average. Last time we were at this price point was all the way back in, 2022. It's been 3 years. So what I really want to focus in on is how did the markets react to it? Like, we are just slowly starting to come down. You can see we've been on this up and up trend here. So it took a while for us to get below moving average here, and then we became oversold. And now it's like we're still in an uptrend. Things still look pretty bullish if you ask me. What are the odds we see one more and then see the correction here? It's very high. Up and up and up. We were up, and then we fell, and then we were below it, and this time we are trending lower, hitting a low support here. So, certainly a very interesting price point, but I would take a risk now at this level here because on the weekly charts, the fact that we're coming into contact 1, 2, 3, 4, like we could go lower. But this is an entry point to start dollar cost averaging. Truly, I think this is an entry point to start dollar cost averaging. We haven't hit this low in 3 years. So that tells you something. That certainly tells you something that more is to come. And I know I'm going to have to pull it up in the next video because we can take a peek at the way the charts are forming here to say whether this is a prime time buying opportunity or if we should wait. And then as for Vong, let's just update these and then end the video as we are running a bit longer here. Downtrend looks good. Hitting moving average. We'll see if we break lower, though. That's going to be the interesting part. Are we going to use moving average? We need to get back above this resistance. We need to break through it if we want to continue to spiral higher. Otherwise, we're starting our descent, honestly, here. So there's still hope for the markets, though, but we have to see how things pan out moving forward. Let's pull these out. You can see the downtrend forming. So we're in a good spot right now. Let's just see where we go. If this is when I would start to DCA, just a hair, just a slight little entry point into the markets. But with that being said, smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.